talk about seeing is believing, but it ain't. Believing is seeing, because what we believe affects what we decode and therefore what we see. There's that great line in the Matrix movie where the Neo character is saying to the Morpheus character, what is real? And Morpheus says words to the effect of, what is real? If you're talking about what we can see, touch, taste, hear, etc., then real is just electrical signals interpreted by your mind. That's absolutely what we're doing, because the five senses decode vibrational frequencies and then send those signals to the brain, and it's the brain that decodes them into the reality we think we're experiencing. It's how hypnotists can manipulate reality in their various forms. The visual cortex areas of the brain do it in relationship to the eyes. What we think is out there actually exists, symbolically anyway, in our head.
Well, that was David Icke there speaking at the Brixton Academy earlier this year, and it poses the question now, where are we now?
Where are we? We're in the equivalent of a holographic internet. We are decoders. We are awareness. We are decoding frequency fields in exactly the same way, in principle, as a computer decodes the wireless internet. You know, if this television station has the wireless internet, then where is it?
Absolutely.
It's here, but we can't see it. But get a computer and tune it into the internet, and suddenly on the screen, our brain, comes a collective reality. You go onto the internet with a computer in China or South America or London or New York, and you are connecting into the same collective reality. What different people make of that internet collective reality is their unique spin on it, but they're all experiencing the same reality, and that's what we're doing. These bodies are computers. They are biological computers. They have the ability to think for themselves up to a point, not just react to data. That's what evolution is. It's the computer reacting to environmental changes and responding to them. When they respond quick enough, we call that evolution. When they can't respond quick enough, we call that extinction. And so we are decoding
information,
reality into this holographic
I've got to stop you
world.
there, David, because we're going into a break. We're going to come back with some more in just a minute. Just before the break, we were talking about the nature of reality, David. What is the nature of reality? Do we live in a matrix?
Well, we live in an illusory reality in the sense that, you know, quantum physics has shown that this world is illusory, in the sense that science says that this physical world is made of atoms, right? And well, that's quite soft. I'll give it one on them. This floor seems very hard. But everything in this world that appears so solid, including us, is made of atoms. And atoms have no solidity. They're pockets of energy. That's all they are. So how does something that has no solidity make up a solid world? It can't. What's the answer to this? Well, it's simple. The world ain't solid. We are decoding it through this body computer, which is a receiver transmitter of information. And so, you put it this way. If you said to someone, what is the internet? They'd say, oh, well, it's websites and graphics and colors on a screen. Yeah, it is. But the only place that the internet exists in that form is on the computer screen. Everywhere else, it's electronic circuits, etc. People say, okay, tell me about television. Oh, it's moving pictures on a screen. Well, it is, but the only place that television exists in that form is actually on the screen. Everywhere else, it's electronic circuits and broadcast frequency fields. And what the television and the computer are doing, a great example with the television, it's receiving information in a frequency form, and it's decoding it into pictures on the screen. That's what we're doing in a much more sophisticated and much more advanced way. We are taking frequency fields, vibrational fields, and we are turning them into this apparently solid but not so holographic, illusory reality, which only exists not only on our screen, but only exists in a series of micro frequencies that we call visible light. Because, you know, as I was saying in that clip from Brixton, people think they see with their eyes, but they don't. The eyes are part of the decoding process, but it's the brain that constructs reality. This is why a hypnotist can intervene in the decoding process by implanting the belief. Belief is a program. It makes the brain decode reality in accordance with the belief. This is why religious beliefs, political beliefs, scientific beliefs, all these cultural beliefs are so powerful in imprisoning people in this false reality and these belief systems, these prison cells. And what a hypnotist is doing is implanting a programmed belief which then decodes reality to fit. So, someone's eating a potato. I've seen this happen. And they're eating a potato. The implanted belief by the hypnotist is that they're eating an apple. So what do they taste? They taste an apple, because the brain's decoding system has been programmed to read that and not what it's really being sent. Now, you take that over the wider scale of society. You take it on board that behind the politicians and the banking system and the transnational corporations, all these people, the military and the media at ownership level, are a network of interbreeding families that go back to the ancient world. And they understand, at least the core of them do, that we are living in this illusory matrix decoded reality. And the mass of the people are told from cradle to grave that this is all real, this is all solid, and there is an out there world which actually only exists in here. We think it's out there, it's an illusion. And so when you have the understanding of how reality works and how we're decoding it, and you're the few, and the people you're manipulating do not, then you are suddenly in a position of fantastic power. And so suppression of this knowledge by the inquisitions, by the colonial powers going into countries and destroying the native knowledge and the knowledge passed through the shamans and the native channels of information as it passed through the centuries. They attacked that and they targeted that because they didn't want that stuff to be understood and passed on.
Knowledge is power.
They wanted to then replace that with a fake reality, a fake science, a fake version of history, which keeps people in constant states of bewilderment. And so when my journey led me to start to understand the nature of reality, then from that perspective, you can start to understand why society is structured as it is. If you've got a transmitter-receiver that is in optimum mode and optimum efficiency, you are going to access levels of understanding and levels of awareness that you're not going to if your receiver-transmitter system is in a state of imbalance, a state of disharmony, a state of like having a computer virus. And this is the key to the whole conspiracy. It is controlling our decoding system. So we decode a tiny range of frequencies. This is the box that we live in. These are the belief system prisons we live in, instead of opening our minds and accessing a vastly greater level of awareness and perception. And this is the whole basis of the conspiracy. You can have your banking scams and political scams and wars, and they're all important, they're all part of the process. But it's the manipulation of our sense of reality and keeping from us the true magnitude of who we are and even who we are. We are not the body. It's a vehicle to experience this reality.